And a very good evening, everybody. As one of the youngest captains in the Winfield Cup, if not the youngest, Brad Fittler takes them out. The Penrith Panthers, his name will be in the origin side, obviously, tonight. Many changes to the Panthers. Alexander goes back to fullback, Matt Adamson to the wing. And Jason Lidden and Darren Brown come into the second row with Jody Gall to lock. The Steelers... their away record doesn't read all that brilliant. Today they're trying to get it right, no doubt. John Cross, the young second rower, and their team unchanged from last weekend. David Manson, the man in charge. Beautiful day here at the base of the mountains. Illawarra running from right to left. Simon starts for us and Freeman sends Adamson back. He burrows through the line of defence that met him. And the sound of the whistle against the defenders. Girdler playing against his old club. Freeman, Alexander, grubbing kick. Lidden chases. Look at Adamson. He'll get the bounce, Adamson. No, he doesn't. But oh, was it close?
If he's got any room down there, he will hurt them. They had a great line there.
Graham Mackay. Freeman, oh, gee. Swatted him like a fly and hurt him.
Well, one of the great defenders front on is Peter Johnston, and that's really shaken up Gary Freeman. That's not his job, hitting the ball forward, that part of the ruck area.
Well, his head looks like he's copped the top of Johnston's head. Jason Lidden, likewise a former Magpie. Danny Farrar, Gary Freeman, Greg Alexander, run around for Freeman, and then Girdler went without it. Johnston picks it up, away goes the pass to McGregor, was forward. Well, he only had to pass in the orthodox fashion, and he's given the forward pass, and they would have been down the other end of the park.
He's worked hard, Peter Johnston, on his ball skills, but this is a very poor pass. As you say, Ray, just had to throw the simple orthodox one back inside, not the over the top.
Freeman, Fittler now getting amongst the spoils, and Alexander folds out one. Matt Singh giving it back for Alexander.
Great tackle, Rod Wishart on Matt Singh. Read it beautifully. Penrith keep the ball alive, and there's another big hit on Freeman. Just watch this tackle there. Great work. Singh got the ball away.
Chance here for the Panthers. Brown's pass went backwards. It should be play on. Adamson gets it down. That's a try for mine. The ball went backwards when Darren Brown was tackled. It's a try.
Excellent work from Matt Adamson, realising he needed to put the boot to ball as the play started. Darren Brown, perfect play there. The flick out the back, it's gone backwards. And Matt Adamson, realising he didn't have time to stop and pick it up, put it along the ground.
And it's way offline, so the Penrith kicking record doesn't improve. But the scoreboard is okay. They lead 4-0. 4-0 the Panthers over the Steelers. Got their big frame, mobile, and got the ball precisely when he wanted it from Dean Callaway. Grubbing kick through by Farrar. Wishart! Wishart has tripped over one of his own players. McGregor's coming quickly, but Adamson's there. Wishart was going to be very hard to stop. He tripped over one of his own players, Rod.
He was on the fly, Wishart. First try from Penrith from the kick. Illawarra nearly answered in kind.
That one through. And there goes Wishart. That's him in the number 4 jumper for Penrith. Farrar breaking from the scrum. That allowed Simon to fold out and make an extra man in the back line. It's a nice play. It takes them to the centre of the ground, 2 on 1 tackle. Johnston upended and put away. 18 metres out on the second. Piccinelli wants it to the defence line. He might have passed a touch early. Fritz is put down. Now they're 9 metres out from the line. And a chance for the Steelers to come level. John Simon out for Andrew Farrar. Dances off the left foot and tries to straighten. Gets away! Oh, Farrar! Farrar goes in for a soft try. Who let him go? 74%, so he's right up there. That's a percentage that's equal to, or Jason Taylor. Touch better, in fact. Right in front, and he doesn't miss them either. The man will be probably doing the kick. Alexander's restart carried back by Fritz.
And very strong, Darren Fritz. And amazing how many times in the game of rugby league you're really hurt by making mistakes. That's what we saw Penrith do before that last try from Andrew Farrar. Running the ball, they showed flair from their own line. Unfortunately, early in the tackle count, Singh was taken over the sideline and Illawarra scored within the next set of 6. This has been a very good set of 6 here. Callaway to halfway.
Oh, here's a pass that went horribly astray. Eventually it's cleaned up by Andrew Farrar. Last tackle coming up. Simon driving it down the ground. And another mistake by the Panthers. Scooped up quickly away to Wishart. Wishart driven into the ground by Girdler. Manson gives a penalty to the Steelers.
Well, Penrith might be happy to just give away 2 points, but no, they've taken the quick tap. Simon.
Piccinelli's with it now. They just have to catch and pass. There's the try. Scored by Jody Rudd. Ambitiously comes back in field.
Well, very simple stuff from Illawarra. They just took advantage of the poor mistake from Matt Adamson, throwing the pass to a player that was going nowhere and under as much pressure as himself. Alexander had no chance of catching this. Now, Mackay came up with a great tackle on Wishart. From that, the penalty was awarded. And just perfect execution here. Penrith, no chance to reform in attack, in defence. David Riolo comes in from fullback. Now, Rudd should never have been allowed to run this far around to improve the position.
1 from 1. This is not difficult. And another 2 points to the men in red. The Steelers leading 12-4 at the Penrith Stadium. What is it? United we stand, divided we fall.
We've done some of that, Ray.
Walker
Adamson.
using Phil Adamson. Class act, this kid. Freeman. Alexander. Fittler. Matt Singh. Matthew Singh for the corner. He'll get up and score. Good boy. He didn't go to sleep on it. The tackle wasn't secured. He got up and pounced over the line. Look at that young face on him. No sign of emotion. And that's rugby league, though.
Yeah, just have a look at the speed of this kid. Getting on the outside. That's good pace. I think that's Rodwell he's beaten for speed. That's not an easy task. And then kept his head just to get up and put the ball over the line. They've hit back straight away, Penrith. That's beautiful work. Straight through Rudd's tackle, but he did have too much pace for Rodwell. Got the ball down the corner.
Here he comes. This looks okay. No, it's just wide. 12-8. The Steelers over the Panthers.
And I think that's the point I was trying to make on Friday night with North Sydney, that Jason Taylor, oh, that's forward.
Well, he let it go. Phil Adamson has tackled just inside the 20-metre line. We'll come back to that from you. Greg Alexander floats it out for Brad Fittler. Oh, the horse has bolted. Look at the big fellow go in. Fittler behind the uprights. The Panthers fans, they go up. Oh, beautiful stuff. Alexander's face ball to Fittler. Precise. 12-all.
It seems that if you're in your opponent's 20-metre line, it's almost mandatory to score. That's a mile forward. Should have been pulled up there and should have been pulled up by the touch judge, if not the referee. But they played on, they lucks a fortune, and Alexander's ball caught out the defence. They were staggered. That was the problem with the Steelers' defence. Brett Rodwell was back behind the first defender who was caught out. You'll see it here. That's Craig Simon. Craig Simon's, he's up in the line. Rodwell is back. Fittler only needs half a chance. Brushes straight through Riolo's tackle. This should put them in front.
Alexander gets his easiest assignment for the day. The Panthers come back to lead. 14-12. And they're not anywhere near halftime yet. Danny Farrar. Darren Brown, good ball. Freeman looks for young Matthew Singh. Ran into Brett Rodwell. Now Penrith should go left quickly. That's what they're doing. And Phil Adamson, like Goliath, charges onto it, brushes them away, gets it to a metre. Now they've got to come quick right. They're waving out in the bleachers for the ball. That's all they've got to do is get the ball. Alexander punctuates it, floats it for young Singh, but it's one-on-one. But Dakuitoga, he goes in to score.
Oh, you got it out well, Ray. The big try scorer across in the corner, but put it down to Craig Alexander's pass. Looked as though he may have wrecked the play by going back inside, and with his great evasive skills, able to assess the situation and still get the wide ball out. Great break made by Phil Adamson on the far side of the field. Started by this play here. Danny Farrar, the short ball. Brett Rodwell, having a very poor game in defence. And the support play from Penrith, excellent. On the far side of the field, Phil Adamson continued that play on, played the ball. No doubt there was a try, and if they could get it out here, Alexander Shrew, the dummy, was able to put the little dipsy doodle on Craig Simon. And the pass to Singh onto Dakuitoga. Scores in the corner.
That left the boot well. Yes. Just took a little shaving of paint off the upright. 20-12. Entertainment supreme here. Mackay plays it. Walker hits it in behind to play the ball. It looks like it's coming again. Farrar delivers for Gillmeister. Oh, Gillmeister! I thought he was going to score himself. Piccinelli saves the day. What would Fatty call this? A try-a-thon. McGregor's away. Wishart's with him. McGregor won't give the pass. Now he does. Wishart floats it back in. McGregor goes for the corner. Back to Wishart. Wishart, he gets the try.
Oh, and it's a classic. Have a look at the streak there of Paul McGregor and the interplay with Rod Wishart. That is a great try. The length of the field almost. Ordinary defence here from Penrith. Just a grab there from Barry Walker. And what about the size of this man? Pushes off Farrar. Now he's holding his pass. Alexander is trying to position himself. Did a good job, Alexander. So too Dakuitoga here. They didn't wrap the ball up and Wishart stayed alive.
Wishart from an acute angle. Look at it. Has it the length? No. What a shame for him. But what a heck of a ball game here. 2016 to the Panthers. With his own jigsaw, gets out of it.
And into the final half minute of this first half, it's going to be a penalty. And we'll just see Penrith kick the touch quickly, maybe put the kick straight up.
A big roar from the crowd didn't go astray.
Well, there's an example of urgency overriding execution. Not that it's going to make much difference with JD Rudd coming back in field. Only 2 plays left in this first half, but Penrith would have liked to have had the ball down there for a couple.
Well, this man's performance in the first half hasn't gone unnoticed, I'm sure. The Queensland selectors will be here watching him. I'm talking of Darren Fritz as the ball floats along the red back line. Wishart kicks ahead for Dakuitoga to go back and clean up. And now he's got to be cleaned up. The half-time siren has sounded. And what an incredible half of football. 7 tries. The Panthers leading 2016. At the break, there's more to come. Welcome back to Penrith Stadium. The second half of a strange match in many regards, I suppose is the best way to describe it. 20 points to 16 and 7 tries scored in the first half. Fritz has been strong all day, and that's him leading the charge now.
No wonder there were so many points scored in that first half, Ray. The most missed tackles and the most line breaks we've seen in any game of football this year. 31 missed tackles between the sides. and 8 clean line breaks. They favoured Penrith 5-3. That's why they're in front on the scoreboard.
Cross. Purposeful set of 6 for Illawarra. John Simon, the grubber kick in behind Dakuitoga. They're pumping away at his wing. Big Graham Mackay. Look at him go, the big fellow. 42 out from his own line. Freeman the dummy half. Alexander living in the back line. Wishart goes for the intercept. Last tackle now. Simon once more. Puts it in the air. He might have kicked a fraction early. Mackay comes down with it. Well, that's a very good piece of work by Graham Mackay because he was under pressure. And I have a feeling that somebody grabbed one of his arms into the bargain. Dakuitoga. Watch Graham Mackay here. Wishart contests it. And then one of Mackay's arms was taken away from him.
Yeah, too. But again, it was good work from the touch judge to tip to the referee as Illawarra try and do something from the mistake made by Penrith. Riolo tackled 20 metres out, but no line for the Steelers. They're looking a little tired.
Walsh, 15 from the line. Simon, floating pass. McGregor's going to have to do it himself. Oh, beautiful pass. John Simon working in traffic now. 8 metres away from the line. The Steelers trailing by 4. Callaway. Farrar. Johnston, Danny Farrar. Hit him with a cruncher. He's built like a pygmy alongside Johnston. Here they go. Rodwell away. Riolo gets the try. 20 points all.
Great work from the outside backs from Illawarra, but the speed of the play of the ball from Peter Johnston after it been hit with a bell ringer from Danny Farrar set the try up. Now he gets hit with a great shot here, Peter Johnston, but look how quickly he plays the football. He still gets up, and Penrith weren't able to get it out off their line. Piccinelli, the cut-out pass, good short ball from John Cross, so too from Rodwell. Dakuitoga staying out on his wing, and the high shot on Riolo was ineffective.
Wishart from the sideline, just wide. 20 points all. MacNamara is on. Gillmeister is off. Freeman across the face for Darren Brown, then Phil Adamson. Magic ball. Matthew seen Gary Freeman will score. Phil Adamson, that was just a magic pass. You expect it from blokes like Beetson, O'Reilly, those sort of blokes. But this fellow has honed his skills at a young age.
You won't see a better pass than this. Great ball, much more selective in his throwing of these passes these days. And Singh, hasn't he got some speed? Great acceleration. Gary Freeman, surprising to see him backing up. Puts the ball down.
Just inside the 20-metre line and straight between the uprights. Penrith leading Illawarra 26-20. And a little bit more of it from Carl MacNamara. Callaway, Simon, Cross, Riolo, then Rodwell. Rodwell gets it inside, supported by Rudd. Rudd gets it away for Cross. Cross gets over the line. I think it's a try. Watching the referee.
Well, Penrith are claiming that
it's a try,
but he's in.
John Cross scores in the left-hand extremity.
26-24, and great work again down the left-hand side of the field involving Brett Rodwell. Good support play from Cross. He's already been involved. Rodwell trying to get rid of Freeman. Gets the pass back inside. Rudd was there, pushed off Alexander. Adamson went low, and then John Cross, he's had to reach out. Penrith are saying that he was taken into touch by the tackle.
To Rebel, in flight, it's online, and it's a goal! Incredible stuff. 26-26, and counting. The ball went to ground. Thought for a moment it may have been a knock-on, but this is the last. Darren Brown, they work the blind side. Carter supports, flicks it out. Freeman's with it. Freeman flicks it back for Brown, and Brown flicks the ball back. Alexander, he's got the ball now. Across the ground, Farrar gets the pass over. It's Darren Brown. The ball goes backwards. Alexander, he kicks now in frustration. The ball goes inside the 20-metre line, and the Steelers come away. Riolo.
Stepping. Last play there from Penrith, keeping the ball alive. 27 flick passes. Finally, Riolo picked up Alexander's kick, nearly going straight through. Illawarra players now on a bit of a roll. That's Simon up the middle.
45 metres out from the line.
And a couple of minutes left on the clock.
Now Paul McGregor comes into the attack. And a penalty, I think. No, he said play on. Simon for a long-range shot. He's very good at this caper, but it's wide.
Oh, he hit it well. Couple of minutes left. 26 all. It was the right time. You can see no Penrith chases up. It wasn't the last tackle, so the pressure wasn't exerted. Just wide.
Can one of these sides snatch victory? 26 all. The dying seconds of the game. Well, Graham Mackay.
What odds 3 draws in 10 competition games? Illawarra.
Darren Brown carries Brett Rodwell outside the 40. Freeman serves it up for MacNamara. Farrar. Alexander. Fittler. Big Phil Adamson outside him, but a good tackle by John Simon, exemplifying his strength. And then Alexander waits the kick down. It bounces up for David Riolo. Riolo, a tremendously talented open field runner. 28 metres out from the line. Dean Callaway. Rod Wishart comes in. Wishart tries to bust them. 30 metres out from the line. Again from Callaway. And David Walsh reaches the 40-metre line. Callaway supports. Wishart likewise. Nobody out to his right, so he goes back to the left. 42 metres out from his line. Inside the last couple of minutes. Callaway serves it up for Paul McGregor. Paul McGregor to the halfway mark. 26 all the score. Callaway. Walsh gallops up to the 40-metre line. Penrith into the paddock.
Where's John Simon?
Here it is again. John Simon, it doesn't get airborne. Graham Mackay has to go back urgently. Down the ground comes Callaway. They tackle the big fella, but he's back in the field of play. Oh,
great play. Maybe a match-saving play, that from Graham Mackay. Great chase from the 2 Illawarra players led by Callaway, but he couldn't give possession back from the line drop-out. A minute to go. Penrith in possession. 10 metres out from their own line. Already 3 tackles gone. That's 4. No,
Freeman across now for Brandy Alexander. Steve Carter's outside them. Oh, but Wishart was waiting for him. And that's hurt Carter. Wishart got him with a corker of the tackle. So they changed the point of the play the ball. McNamara back slammed into the ground. Farrar, Alexander, tremendously exciting game. Riolo, he brings it back off the 40-metre line. Riolo almost getting through, but Jason Lidden hangs on.
Well, we've got 2 or 3 plays left. They've got to get into field goal range for Simon. Farrar's done well. 2 more plays. Will he go this time, Simon, or wait one more? He's waited for the last.
Piccinelli now, probing, trying to gain a couple of more metres for John Simon. Andrew Farrar, he thought about it himself. 2 seconds on the clock. They've got to go for the shot now. Simon can't. Riolo goes for it, but it doesn't get off the ground, and it came off the feet of Penrith, and surely that must be full time. Manson, I don't think, has heard it. Now he has, surely. Full time in an incredible game. 26 all. Penrith and Illawarra in front of 10,7500 fans. Well, what a game. What have we left to tell you other than the players are filing off, I would imagine absolutely exhausted. And the fans, of course, I don't think they can believe what they've just seen. But this is rugby league in the 90s style. I think since they went to the 10-metre defensive rule, tries are about 70% up. And this was a prime example of it.